Morning, YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. I'm doing well myself. The video today is going to be a little bit different than usual. Usually I'm just bitching about people and being aggravated, things like that. But today I want to talk about the fact that you don't have to hate everybody that you don't agree with. Just because you don't agree with their political views or you don't agree with something that they say or something that they feel extremely strong about does not mean you have to hate that person. I have plenty of people in my life that I don't agree with a lot of things that they believe in politically, religiously. I'm an atheist myself. 90% of my family is Christian. I have family members that are parts of other religious faiths. But the point is that just because they don't share the same belief system as me doesn't mean that I have to tear them down or hate them, not be around them, things like that. And I see this so much in today's society that if you don't agree with wholeheartedly what somebody thinks, you think you have to be at war with that person. It's just not the case. You know, you can respect somebody's beliefs without believing in it. That's what the religious freedoms and things are. A good example of this is Dr. Phil McGraw. Now, there's so much shit that he says or believes that I just don't agree with at all. His views on marijuana, his views on toxic masculinity, his views on you should never ever touch a woman no matter what she does, because I just don't believe in that shit. But there are so many things that man says and does and helps families that I think is absolutely amazing. And just because there's something that he doesn't believe that I believe does not mean that that makes everything he does horrible. You know, and I think that the quicker that you fucking people realize this, realize that people can still do good even though they don't share your exact life philosophy. And you can still help them do good just because they don't share your life philosophy. Does not mean that you can't work together towards a common goal and make the world a better place. If you keep seeing everybody on the planet as your enemy, that's exactly what they're going to be. But funny enough, if you sit down with somebody for a couple of minutes, it's amazing. You will find that you have a lot of common ground with that person. Even your worst enemy, you've got common ground with. People don't want to realize this because when you think of your enemy, you think of somebody that you despise because they're not a good person, because they're not morally sound like you are. So to be able to sit down and to find common ground with that person makes you feel like less of a good person. But that's not the case. The fact of the matter is that we are all stuck in a duality. We all have the fucking greatness in us, and we all have great evil in us. We are all capable of murder and chaos and fucking awful things, and we're all very capable of love and tenderness and fixing things. So the thing is to learn how to be a whole human, not just a part of one. Being a man does not mean you can't show emotion or cry. It just means that you have certain roles to fulfill, and you should fulfill those. Being a woman does not mean you can't work and you have to stay at home with the kids. But it does mean that you have certain roles to fulfill, because you make a better mother than a man does. It's your place. I make a better protector than you do because I'm built to protect. Stop looking at all these things as bad things, the differences between the sexes, and start looking at them as what men are lacking women have, and what women are lacking the men have. And look at the world the same way. Maybe people you don't agree with, where you're lacking, they can pick up the slack. You know, vice versa. But not everything has to be a knockout, drag-out war. Not everything has to be fighting against each other. Because the actuality and the eventuality of this is going to be war. And nobody in this country's ever seen war. Not anybody that's young at this point. They played a lot of video games. They know what fake violence is, but they don't know what real violence is, and they don't want to see it. Because real violence is ugly. Nobody wins. Real violence is heartbreaking. Real violence doesn't know age or sex. It does not discriminate. It doesn't stop because there's a child on the side of the road. Bombs don't discriminate. Bullets don't discriminate. They don't give a fuck. Because it's not the bullet that's doing the killing. It's the person behind the gun. Sooner folks realize these realities, the sooner we're going to be able to move forward. It doesn't matter if you take the guns away. It doesn't matter if you completely disarm the people. Because everything can be a weapon. I can take this and jam it into your fucking eyeball and then you die. Just how simple that is. It's what's up here. It's the knowledge up here that makes a person dangerous. It's the way they think, the way they carry themselves, the way they're treated. Hate begets more hate. It's all you're going to get from it. And it ain't never going to fucking change. There's a balance that we have failed to keep. The balance is off. The balance is off in everything. Here's something. Here's something you can do. Find somebody that you thought you couldn't talk with because of what they believe. And then make a fucking conscious effort to sit down and have a conversation with that person. And really listen. See what you get. Good luck.